Okay, this is basic rhythm B. So this is a continuation of what we learned in basic rhythm A. So this is an example I've already drawn up here, which is just a review. So let's clap this rhythm here. Now, before we clap it, let's write our beats in. We're in 4/4 time signature. This is beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, because these are quarter notes, one beat each. We have a half note, which gets 2 beats. Then we have a quarter note, which is 1 beat, so this will be beat 3, 1, 2, 3, and then beat 4. And then this is a whole note, which is going to, of course, get 4 beats. So let's clap this rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now what happens if we want a note faster than this, a faster note in the middle of this? Well, what we do is we put here, let's add one right here between beats 2 and 3. I'm going to add another note. This is the head of a note. We're going to add the stem to the note, and then we're going to connect it with a beam. This is called a beam at the top here. So we've got the head, the stem, and the beam. Now what that does is that changes this from a quarter note, since it's connected, to an eighth note. And an eighth note gets half of a beat. This eighth note gets half of a beat. So together, those two notes make up your second beat. It's important to realize that when we clap rhythm, our numbers have to be very consistent. They have to be very even, like a clock ticking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have to be very even. So if we're going to play an extra note here, it's going to fit in between beats 2 and 3. Now I have drawn a little dotted line there so you can see where it goes in between. And we're going to call this and. Okay? So we can't say 1, 2, and 3 because then our 2 is really getting too long of a beat. That's really putting 5 beats in a measure. So this has to be half of a beat and this is half of a beat. So together those two equal the second beat. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So you see how the 2 and is twice as fast because they're half of a beat each. So the way this sounds when you clap it is like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and so on. Okay? So let's add another one over here in this measure. We've got a half note here, which is 2 beats. So we're going to add another one after beat 3. We're going to add an eighth note to that. They're called eighth notes. They get half of a beat apiece. So we're going to say 3 and. Okay? So now the way this one's going to sound when we put it all together is 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So pointing to the notes that may help you. It's 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now some teachers teach that you can put an extra ands in here and say the ands to keep them even. And if you have to do that, we'll do that. And we'll work on that on your lessons and see if that's necessary. But if it's not necessary, it's best just to fill these twice as fast and not put these extra ands in there because they can get confusing. So let's erase this into a couple of examples. And what I will do is I will write an example up here. And if you would like to pause the video and try to clap it yourself, you can. And then unpause the video and you can listen to me clap it and see if they sound about the same. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Draw a line there, and we'll go 1 and 2 and let's do 2 measures on this one. So if you want to pause the video and try to clap that and see if what you can make it sound like first, you can pause the video now. Okay, let's try to clap this out and see if it sounds like yours. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And when we clap that, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So these are eighth notes when they have the beam, and they get half of a beat apiece. So this is just a little introduction to eighth notes, and of course at your lessons we will be working on these in a whole lot more detail.